My name is Essie Shaw, one of the co-curators of this show. On behalf of myself, the Urban Arts Gallery, and Melissa Alvarez, who is also a curator of this show, I'd like to welcome you to Loud, a POC art showcase. This show is about being loud and being unapologetically loud. We're featuring a lot of incredibly diverse artists in terms of the mediums that they use to create. Another thing that's also really important that we wanted to highlight with this show is to show off the fact that we do have an amazing BIPOC community here in Salt Lake City. And BIPOC means Black, Indigenous, and POC community. This is probably the first show of its kind in this space. And so as you walk through it, hopefully you can realize that we have everything from street art to fine art, everything from pottery to mixed media art. This is something that took a long time to put together, and a lot of work and a lot of heart went into it. So we hope that you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Running around Salt Lake City, wanna know who is and who ain't with me. Oh, I need balance, but I got no time. Can't stop running and I don't know why. Ooh, something.
When people look at my work, the emotions that I hope that it brings out in them is joy, love, compassion, looking at Black people, Black faces, maybe in a different light, a more positive light. For me, like making my cakes is therapeutic. I love all forms of art and expression and expressing yourself. And I saw one of the images, I think it was this one first online, and I don't know why, but it just like spoke to me, and I thought, okay, I need to make a cake out of this to portray a Black man in a positive, beautiful, bright way for like the king that he is, with positive words, positive affirmations. I just felt like there's just been so much negativity towards our community, but particularly I feel more that's been targeted towards Black men, so I just want something positive. And then I loved it so much, I just started finding other images to do other positive pieces to portray.
Hit your way to the end of time, you can ride it down on the dotted line. We ain't going nowhere, we ain't going nowhere. You have a dream, work till you bleed. You don't let nothing dim your beam. We ain't going nowhere, we ain't going nowhere. Most don't know my type exists, go crazy once they.
So what really inspired me to start creating art and what it used to look like, I guess for me, I've always been drawing. Like my whole childhood was just me like spending every moment I could drawing all over my notes and my papers and my tests. I got in trouble a lot for it. At recess I would draw or write, and I just love drawing and it's weird as an adult to not have time to do it the same way, but for me, what inspired me was just, you know, cartoons. I think comics. I really loved Archie comics when I was a little kid, and maybe older than that. But I think I love the way that art makes me feel, and like that was what I was responding to and wanting to put into my work. I'd be happy to tell you about the piece to the right of me. This is a drawing actually that I did of, it's not exactly an ex-girlfriend, but very inspired by her when we weren't dating actually, when we were friends. I really liked the way that it turned out with the sort of different style of filling in skin, because I really like filling in spaces with different patterns, but it was kind of a new one for me. I've never been in an art show before, and I love being part of a really diverse group. It feels really good to be part of something I believe in. A lot of this art is sort of pre-transition for me and before I figured myself out gender-wise. So I think my art will be evolving a lot in the next couple of years because I sort of stopped drawing as much during my transition because I was working on creating myself. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens as my self-portraits change and my art style changes and as tattooing changes me. Where you can find me online is at CECEBERMAN art, so Cece Berman art on Instagram. What I'm working on right now is a tattoo apprenticeship that I will be starting in the next couple of weeks, so look out for me on that art account eventually to become a tattooing account.
My inspiration behind this piece was a photograph from a friend who went to Morocco. She took this beautiful picture of this older woman, and I referenced her face and then ended up making up the background and her clothing a little bit. But I thought it was like a striking image because her eyes just had so many stories. She had all these beautiful wrinkles on her face, but she was so beautiful, and I feel like in society, women are not seen as beautiful after they reach a certain age. And I wanted to change that narrative. I wanted to show her elegance and her poise. When I make my art, I hope to change people's perspectives about history, about Black people, about Black women in general. We tend to have so many conformed or negative stereotypes when it comes to Black people and Black women. And historically and now, those Black women's features have been seen as not as divine or not seen as beautiful or not seen as the norm. And I wanted to change that perspective. I want people to feel that they are beautiful in every stage of life. Hi, I'm Melissa Tshikamba Bokamba Boggs, also known as Melissa Tshikamba. You can follow me on Instagram at Tshikamba, and that is spelled TSHIKAMBA, or you can go to my website at tshikamba.com.
Underneath the purple sky, craving your touch, I never get enough. Allergic to red wine, but I don't.
The role of art in social change is really to inspire, to give hope. As I surround myself in my home with art, pieces that I love, it gives me peace. It calms me down. It's my sanctuary. And until you're moving from a grounded place, you can't really make change. And so for me, it's a stabilizing force, so I can go out and fight another day, to lend my voice, to change, and to lift others. This piece is called Generations, and it was spawned by the idea of looking at cotton balls and realizing this item that I use every day is literally why my people, why my family, like why I'm here today as part of the slave trade. And it's 7 generations back. And so I took Q-tips and I cut them in half jaggedly, just to represent like the lives of my generations. And the 7th one represents me and my brother. And for me, it's so powerful knowing that something I use every day has such a real implication of how I even came to this continent. I want to have the sky golden to reflect the prosperity and the hope of our ancestors, but the prosperity that we built for this country. And then the blackness of the soil represents our lives, our blood, our tears, our legacy. And there's some tiny little sparkles in there of just the hope and the beauty of, and the resiliency of the African diaspora and our spirit. My name is Andrea Hardeman. Andrea G. Hardeman is my pen name. And you can find me on Instagram at Papillon Skies, and it's PAPILLON Skies, SKIES. Thanks.
Everything's so beautiful and ugly at the same time. My mind is blown, bad things have been shown.
Running around Salt Lake City, wanna know who is said, who ain't with me? Oh, I need balance, but I got no time.
He just said to the end of time, you can ride it down on that dotted line. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. You have a dream, work till you bleed. You don't let nothing